Hi everyone, this is Cheryl and welcome to my sewing room. I'm going to demonstrate how to make these fat quarter storage cubes. It's a very functional way of getting your fat quarters organized, and it's really pretty too. So let's get started. You'll need 1/4 yard of each of the following: fabric for the outside, the lining, and you'll need heavy iron-on interfacing. Cut your pieces in the following sizes. The lining and the outside fabric, you'll need of each of those 1 5-inch square, 4 5.5-inch by 7-inch pieces. The interfacing, 1 5.5-inch square. I know that says 5, but it should say 5.5. And then 4 5.5-inch by 7-inch. Cardboard, 1 5-inch square. To cut your fabric, leave your fabric folded, selvage edges to selvage edges. And you're going to keep the folded line on one of your lines up here at the top to make sure it's all straight across. Pull the raw edge of your fabric past this 0 line here, and you're going to straighten out that edge, because when you purchase fabric, it's never cut really straight. So you want to make sure you do that. So place your ruler's edge on the 0 line and cut your fabric straight on that edge. Now don't move your fabric. You're going to move your ruler over to 5.5 inches. So place your ruler's edge on the 5.5-inch line. Make sure it's all very straight. Once you have it lined up, then go ahead and trim your first strip. You would do both the fabric for the outside and the lining just like this. Place your strips for the lining and the outside of the fabric on top of each other, and you want to trim these selvage edges off. So place your ruler straight across this edge here, making sure everything is nice and straight, and then trim your selvages off. Now you're going to cut all of your pieces out at the same time. So first I'm going to cut out the 7.5-inch length pieces. So my 7-inch line is over here, right there. And make sure the lines are going straight across this way. And trim. I'm going to do that one more time. 7-inch pieces. And cut. Now unfold each of these, because you only need 1 of each, whereas the others you needed 4 of each. And go ahead and stack them on top of each other. Line them up. Now you're going to cut it 5.5 inches long, because you need 2 5.5-inch squares, 1 for the lining and 1 for the outside. Now you have all your fabric pieces cut. Now all you need to do is go ahead and cut out your heavy iron-on interface piecing. Fuse the interfacing on the back side of the fabric that is for the outside of the cube box. Make sure you also do it on the bottom piece. Follow the package instructions on your interfacing for fusing it on. You're going to stitch the fabric together for both the lining and the outside in the same way. So what you want to do is bring front sides together of your fabric pieces, the sides. All right, here's my front sides, back sides. This is my 7-inch side right here. You're going to stitch down here 1/4 inch seam, and then you're going to stop from the bottom 1/4 inch, and you're going to stitch all your pieces together to where you have this kind of little circle effect. Take your 5.5-inch square for the bottom and place it front side up. Then you're going to take one of the sides and you're going to line it up on the edge here, and you're going to match the corners. I hope you can see and I don't have my fingers in the way. Make sure you pull this next side over here out of the way. And I found it easy to place my pins this way instead of going in this way, but do what's easiest for you. Then once you've got it all pinned down, and I know I'm pinning it backwards here for just a second, but anyway, you're going to start right here where you left off when you were stitching the sides. So you're going to start right here and stitch 1/4 inch seam over to this side, and you're going to stop right here where you stopped on this line of stitching. After stitching this side down, then just go on to the next side and pin it on the next side of that square at the very bottom. And again, you're stitching from this point right here all the way over to here. And you continue doing that on all 4 sides. So now your cubes should look like this. This is my lining, so turn the lining front side out. And as you're bringing it front side out, push down on those lower corners, okay? After you've got all the lower corners pushed out, then take it and slip it inside of the fabric for the outside. Match your seams first and have the seam on the inside going in the opposite direction than the seam on the outside. Then it won't be quite as bulky. After you've got all your edges together, now I'm going to go to my sewing machine and I'll show you how to stitch it on. If you have any storage compartments that attach to this part of your machine, remove it so that it will be easier to do this next step. So have your cube placed underneath the arm of your sewing machine, because it'll be so much easier to do this next step. And then you're going to stitch 1/4 inch from the top edge all the way around. As you're stitching this top edge, make sure you leave one side in which you do not stitch over it. Now pull the lining out. And then through this hole, you're going to push the front side of the fabric out through that hole and turn that part front side out. After you have the fabric turned front side out, reach inside the hole and poke at those corners of the fabric for the outside. Once you've got them all poked, then through that opening, slip your cardboard in. And I just bend it a little bit, otherwise it's not going to go through there so easily. After you get it inside, push it down flat inside. After you have the cardboard in place, then go ahead and push the lining back down inside the bag, the cube, and make sure you poke at the corners of the lining to make sure it's all lined up inside. Down here is my opening. You want to fold those edges inside of each other and pin the opening closed. And then continue pinning your edge flat all the way around. And then go ahead and insert it into your sewing machine like I demonstrated previously, and then stitch real close to this edge all the way around the top. After you're done stitching the top edge, then you can put on an optional button if you like Fold over the top edge anywhere from 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and then insert your fat quarters. I think it's a very functional way to get all of your fat quarters organized. If you're interested in making other storage items, then go to the green screen at the end of this video and click on the links. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, would you please click on thumbs up? Also, click on share to share this video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, click on that red subscribe button down there in the lower right-hand corner of your screen. Don't forget to enter your email address and click on that little bell icon so that you receive future email notifications about my latest video. I'm Cheryl, and I'm so glad you came to my sewing room. I'll see you next time, and don't forget, happy sewing!